Hi there. Welcome back to You Can Emerge Positive. I'm Deanne, and I work with women who are in their middle years, in midlife, and I help them realize it's not too late and show them the pathway forward with confidence, intention, and purpose. Now, today, I want to talk about something that has just really personally been on my mind that I think a lot of us women who are in midlife are probably we were thinking about it anyway. It's being brought into our life more, and that is movement. Movement, not exercise per se. Of course, exercise is part of it, but movement. Because movement matters a lot more than we realize. A lot more than we realize. And I am definitely being faced with this now. I mean, I don't know if you're in the same boat, but I am definitely being faced with it, which is why it's just really on my mind. So, there's so much more to it than just, exercise though. And again, it is part of it, but it's not just exercise. It's movement of your body. It's also movement of your energy, movement of your emotions, and the movement of your life. Because when things stop moving, we feel it. We really do, especially now. We feel it in our bodies. We feel it in our mood. We feel it in our motivation or lack of. And sometimes we feel it as a kind of heaviness. And we kind of are like, why is this even here? So today I want to talk about why movement is so important in midlife for our health, for our happiness, for our longevity, and why it may be the most important thing while you're here in midlife that you come back to. You know, About 3 years ago, my family and I moved out of our house. We sold it and we moved into a rental home and here in San Diego. And the rental market here is great. It's like way cheaper to rent than to own. We moved into this house that was in a really nice neighborhood. We felt so incredibly blessed to have found it as a rental place. And we learned after we moved in, and we had signed all the paperwork, everything. After we moved in, we learned that the house had been vacant for almost 3 years. Now, I think the owners came maybe once a month for the whole time they've owned the house. I'm sorry, once a month. 1 month a year is what I meant to say. So they would come for a month, but just one time out of the year. So the house has been sitting on its own for a long time. And then because of COVID, it sat completely vacant. Well, what we learned when we moved in is that a house cannot sit still and be stagnant. It has to be in motion. We had problems with pretty much every single system in the house. For the first 8 months of us living there, we had HVAC issues that had to get restarted. We had a ton of plumbing issues. We had appliance issues. I mean, it was just a string of workmen coming through for the first 8 months, trying to restart our home. It was really irritating, but it really got me thinking that we're really no different. I mean, if you think about it, just as a foundational starting point, we live on a planet that is constantly rotating, right? We are constantly in motion. Our bodies, our mind, our well-being, there's no carve out for that. We are not supposed to be stagnant beings. We're supposed to be in motion. And as I was living and breathing in this house and being frustrated, oh my gosh, it was so frustrating. But I started realizing, wow, I really need to take a look at myself and how I've been living because when COVID struck for all of us, but definitely for me, it really changed the way we were living our day-to-day life. And our world shrunk, our life shrunk. We were in our home all the time. We weren't out and about and in motion, not near to the level that we used to be. So when I moved in this house, it was still on the tail end of COVID. I started realizing, wow, I really need to be aware of this because let's face it, as we get older, it's comfortable to sit around. It's easy to just, especially if you're in a home that you love being in, it's so easy and convenient to just hang out and not be in motion. And before you know it, your routine starts being more about stagnation instead of movement. And that definitely has been has been an issue for me. And it goes against how we were made. Truly, it goes against how we were made. Because every single thing on this planet is meant to be emotion. Our bodies are no different. Truly no different. Now, in our younger years, in our 20s and 30s, when I think back, I was not thinking about being in motion. I mean, who needed to think about that? In our 20s and 30s, we were constantly on the go. I definitely, I had my exercise through my 1 hour or 45 minutes a day. I would go before work, and that would be my exercise time. But after that, I never even thought about it. And I'm sure you didn't either. But once you hit 40, 45, 50 years old, we're all different, so it depends on kind of where that hits you. You start feeling your body more, right? In the morning, you're more stiff. You may take a longer time to recover from a workout. Just things start feeling different, let's just say. And the body is telling you the truth, right? I think it's very easy to get angry at our bodies, especially when they seem to fail us, right? We're used to doing things a certain way, and now we no longer can. And we get angry at our body like somehow it's bad or wrong. But our bodies are just neutral. They are a neutral thing that are just reflecting back to us what we need to know. So, midlife is a time to listen to our bodies, to really, really listen. Because those aches and pains, or whatever it is that it's sharing with you, well, those are things that you need to pay attention to. Because the reality is that we are all different. We're all human bodies. So, for that same, we're all the same for that. But how we feel differs greatly from person to person. It has to do with our emotional state, our stress, our upbringing, our belief set. Like there's so much, plus our physicality, of course. All of that weaves into who we are as an individual. And because of that, no one thing works for all. So we must start paying attention. And the perfect time to do that is now in midlife. Because if not now, oh man, you don't want to wait until you're 75 or 80 years old to start paying attention. Because then it's harder to recover. Now is your time to really set the tone for what the next 30 years are going to look like, what the next 50 years hopefully are going to look like, because what we do now is creating our future, right? In all things, but certainly in our health. So, one of the things too that is kind of a pain point for me, very honestly, going back to this whole individuality thing of doctors are not going to be able to tell you exactly, like if you're dealing with perimenopause or menopause and you are having symptoms that are really difficult and you go to a doctor for help, they're not going to be able to tell you exactly what to do to get rid of it. All what they can do is show you a pattern of how a range of women have reacted on medication or whatever that they're telling you to do. But they're not going to say, you, Julie, are definitely going to react this way. They don't know. They literally don't know. So they can give you guidance. They can tell you what the ranges are. They can tell you what the average woman is going through and how they're dealing with it. But they're not going to be able to tell you specifically. That's where you need to start coming in and using your own Sherlock Holmes cues on how you feel, right? Really start paying attention to how do you feel when you eat sugar? Like when you eat something sugary, pay attention afterwards. How does that make you really feel? Second, pay attention to how you eat. When you eat dairy, how do you feel after that? And then third, something, I would say gluten would probably be the third one. Gluten and sugar and dairy are the three things that are most inflammatory to our bodies, and everyone is different. Like everyone is so different. But if you start there as an example on food, you'll know, like, gosh, I really shouldn't be eating gluten. That really made me feel really bloated and I was kind of brain foggy and that wasn't good. And if you cut it out, then all of a sudden you start feeling better. It is crazy how food is a trigger for all of us. But if we're not paying attention, you're not going to know. For me personally, I have a sensitivity to dairy and I have a gluten intolerance that's pretty severe. And I did not, I've had it my whole life, both of them. Had no idea. because I've had this my whole life, I just thought that was normal. I would just eat dairy, I would just eat gluten, I would feel horrible afterwards, but I thought that's how you felt after you ate. Like literally didn't think anything of it until I learned that I did have this sensitivity and I did have the intolerance. And once I cut them out, holy mackerel, it was a life changer, total life changer. So, anyway, this kind of goes with the overall well-being part, not necessarily with the motion part, but really listen to your body is where I'm going at, both in how you feel through motion, how you feel in your diet, how you feel with stress. What you do matters to help combat whatever you're dealing with stress or with physical pain or disease. It matters to really, really, really dig in and pay attention because motion, in a lot of cases, is something that will help you not get sick. It will help you not have the issues that you may or not be having. Like for motion, we're not just talking about exercise, like I said. Walking is definitely part of it, but walking, okay. I have this whole thing about walking and exercise. I don't think walking is exercise per se. I think it is our mode of transportation of how we get around. But if you specifically are going for a walk, yes, it can be exercise. But if exercise is a trigger for you, and for many of us it is, we do not want to exercise, then get rid of that word and just say you're going out for self-care. You're going out for a walk. Standing up more from your desk. If you sit at a desk all day, just standing up more often is helpful. Going outside is a key, and it's something that I preach and I am horrible at, but it is a huge part of our overall well-being to be part of nature, just to be outside. Go in your backyard, have a cup of tea, just walk around in your backyard, enjoy the trees because it's springtime now. It's a perfect time to be out there. It is important for our well-being. Take the stairs. That's a big one. Dance in your kitchen. I love putting on music while I'm cooking and dance in your kitchen. That's a form of movement. I love it. Things that make you feel good. But the key is that you just want to be in motion. If you find, like me, that you're sitting at a desk for hours and hours at a time, which I do because I just get lost in my work, you've got to find a way to get up more. Set an alarm. Once an hour is a really great thing to remind yourself. But even better, what I've been doing recently is I've been doing reading while I walk on my treadmill. So that allows me to at least be in motion while I'm doing something else. There's different things you can do. Figure it out of what you can do consistently because as I talk about all the time, it's not about how big it is. It's just about doing something small consistently. That is what matters the most. So, I will tell you two things that I've recently started that I'm very hopeful for. I feel great about already. Just when you start something new, you feel better immediately because you know it's something good for you. So the two things for me that I've started stretching first thing in the morning. So that is like literally I wake up, brush my teeth, and I go to my stretching routine. It's only 15 minutes long. It's a full body stretch. I use a foam roller as part of it. And I feel so good. And let's just admit it, ladies. When we wake up in midlife, we're stiff. My lower back and my hips, oh my God. It's like it started off as a nice to have, and now it's like you have to do it. You just have to stretch. When I stretch, which now I'm doing every day, it makes such a difference. So try it. It doesn't have to be 15 minutes either, even 5 minutes. Something simple just to stretch your overall body. You will feel so much better. And it really does get your whole body moving. Like it allows your metabolism to start up, it allows your energy to go. It helps kind of open your mind and make just the energy flow better. It's really an easy thing to do to kick your day off. Now, the other thing that we've just started this week, I think we're on day 3 or 4, is our family is going for a walk after dinner. Now, I first of all, I love this. I think it's great because it brings our family together. It's very much of a connection. It's evening time, so it's cool out. When the stars are out, I love that. And it's quiet, so it's really calm and stress-free, and it's a wonderful way to just kind of calm down after eating. But there are all these benefits that have been researched and scientifically proven about taking a walk after you eat. So whether you do this after lunch or dinner, it's the same, but it helps your digestion. If you have somebody that, if you're dealing with like GERDs or anything like that, it will totally help with that. It also helps with your metabolism. It helps with your blood pressure and it helps control sugar spikes because you're typically within the first 30 to 60 minutes after eating a meal, that's when your blood sugar can spike. And if you're walking, that can keep that down. So it is an incredible thing. 10 minutes. That's all you need to do is 10 minutes. Now, the funny thing is that once you get out there and you start walking and you're having conversation with whomever you're walking with, your 10-minute walk can easily turn into a 20-minute walk, which is lovely. So, those are two things that I've started. So, I start my day with my stretch. Sometime in the middle of my day, I do a strength training thing. And then at the end of my day, I do that walk after dinner. And that's it. It's so simple. Now, I do want to like do a left turn here, go back to the strength training. If we are in midlife, if you are like me, you should be thinking about strength training because once you hit 40, our muscle starts going away. Our muscle tone and just our muscles in general, they just start to decline. If we are not doing strength training, you are just going to lose your strength overall. And the things that we take for granted today, like standing up or going for a walk, we're not going to be able to do when we're 80. So it's so important to do something. You don't have to join a gym and go crazy and do, I mean, we're not Jennifer Lopez here, right? It just can be simple. Just start doing like wall push-ups. Do, if you're watching social media ever, I mean, at least on my feed, I see women all the time in their kitchens doing squats, using their counter that they use as balance, and they just do some squats. Just do anything that's using your own weight resistance to help build that. And secondly, if you are on any form of GLP-1 medication, you absolutely need to be strength training because that medication has been shown to accelerate your muscle loss. So you do not want to accelerate that. Certainly, I mean, it's a great drug. I know so many people on it. It is doing wonderful things for them, and that's awesome. Just make sure that strength training is part of it. Make it part of your movement, but don't make it so huge that you don't want to do it, right? I think that's the number one block for movement, aka exercise, is we make it too big. We think, well, if I can't do the hour-long thing, then I might as well not do it at all. Well, how does that help you? Right? It doesn't. It doesn't help you at all. Instead, look at it as I just have to do it for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. And if I can do that, then I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So try that. Try any form of 10-minute exercise. I would say the walk. After lunch, depending on your schedule, do it after lunch or before lunch. I don't care. Any time that you can go on a 10-minute walk during your day is better than not doing anything at all. But they do say that if you do it after you eat, it does have a ton of benefits for you. And the other day, I overate for dinner, which was awful. And it totally helped that. I felt really bloated. I felt really gross. And then by the time I got back from the walk, I felt great. Totally felt great. So the research here is super clear. Movement supports strength. Movement supports mobility, balance, energy, mood, brain health, and independence as we age. And that is so important. I know when you're in your 40s and 50s, we don't like thinking about being in our 80s. Hopefully, we get the opportunity to get there. But if we are not taking care of ourselves now, we are not going to like the state of our bodies and minds by the time we're in our 80s. So, what we do today matters. So, take the 10 minutes to go for a walk. Just be more conscious about being more emotion in your day, and your future self will thank you. I promise you that. I promise you that. So, one of the things that we talk about a lot in the Beyond by Emerge Positive program is our health. And it is a big focus because it is the foundation of our future, right? And the Beyond program is all about designing the next 10 years of your life with intention and purpose. And so health is definitely going to be a part of that for whomever comes in. And it's an accountability group and it's a community of women who are all in that same stage of life. So we're all individuals. We all have different things that we're focused on, but we all understand where each other is because we're all in that same phase. So if you're looking for accountability, if you're looking for community to help you stay on track, come join us. It's really an amazing group of women. You'll love it. Go to emergepositive.com and the information is right there to sign up. Well, I want just to thank you for joining me today and thinking more about movement, not exercise, but self care for yourself, right? Just being more in motion. Be in flow with where we live. Everything here is in motion. Everything here is in energy and in flow. Just be in with it. When you start stretching in the morning, you'll start being more in alignment with your body. You know, it's amazing in midlife when we're putting on the extra weight, we don't like that, right? We're all looking to lose weight in midlife, except again for Jennifer Lopez, probably. But most of us would love to lose a little bit of weight. And as we are not liking that, it is very, very easy to disassociate from our body. So, doing something simple like stretching forces us to be more in alignment with our physical body, with our mental and emotional and spiritual body. It's so important just to be in tune to who we are, all of us, all parts of us. So, try something this week that is new to you. Make it not more than 10 minutes. Make it stretching, make it walking after dinner, go outside, be in the backyard, whatever it is that you choose, do it for you. And know that you're doing it for your future self. Thanks again for joining me today. Remember, your health is so important, and only you have the opportunity to improve it. Just you. So don't put yourself last. Make yourself first for your health and for your future. You can emerge positive. See you next Wednesday.